Happy Friday, stampers and paper crafters. This is Facebook Live number 359. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have 3 cards for you tonight, and this is a Facebook surprise. Last weekend, I had a stamp camp. So last night, which was Thursday, I had Facebook Live number 358. And so I did 2 cards. And they were from my stamp camp. And we made 2 cute cards. One, I introduced a new technique and changed it up just a tad bit. And then tonight, I have 3 cards for you from the stamp camp last weekend. And that way, I can clear up all my bins, put everything back where they go, because it's been crazy. And then I'm going to start, finish up prepping for next weekend, which is the Stampin' event. So I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I will let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So grab a beverage. If you want to stamp along, go ahead. And I think that's it. All right, so hold on. So today is Friday, and I am really excited. I do not have a lot of space in my stamp room because really it's my bedroom. And I went from a basement to an apartment bedroom. So that is all I can say about that. So I am going to squish in just a little bit and get this thing focused a little bit. Okay, I think I am done messing around. Whoa. Sorry about hitting the camera there. All right, so we got the light on the subject. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. You can use the current host code at RAUJD4EY when you have an order that is under $150. When your order is over $150, do not use that host code because I want you to receive free product. Whoa. All right. PenguinZ33 at Outlook.com is my email address, so that if you do not have the annual catalog or if you do not have the holiday mini catalog, you can request one if you're not working with a demonstrator. All right, I'm just going to point that down rather so it's not in my face. Tonight, we have 3 cards, and 2 of them are going to be from the Holiday Mini, and 1 is going to be from the online exclusive. So this is the annual catalog. This gets released. It is available for 1 year. Then we have the spring mini catalog, which runs generally from January through the end of April. And then we have a fall catalog that comes out, generally out in September, and it runs through the end of the year. So these are publications that Stampin' Up! Brings out so that they could introduce new product without having to get a full new catalog every single time. Plus, you don't necessarily need Christmas when this catalog is released. In here, it gets released in May, and so you don't necessarily need Christmas in here. So Stampin' Up! Likes to do their fall and winter images through the end of the year. So like New Year's would be in here. Definitely some different types of late summer, more occasions. So then that way they put this catalog together. So if you do not have these catalogs, you can certainly request one, and I would be happy to send you out. Now, they also have another way to order product. And these are called online exclusives. What that means is that they do not see a publication. A demonstrator actually had put all this together, and so I printed it all off. So currently, these are the products that are available in the online store. And now we have some new things that are coming that are available to the general public November 5th. However, if you were to become a demonstrator, you can put the new pre-order products in your starter kit. So that is available through the end of October. So today we are going to play with the sophisticated sled, which is available in the online store. Now, another way to place, to get something ordered is, so this is the fourth way, and Close to My Heart went out of business, and Stampin' Up! Took over and said, okay, all you makers become demonstrators for Stampin' Up! And they took all the product also. So right now, Close to My Heart product is on sale for up to 30% off, I believe it is, in the online store. Now, this is a scrapbooking brochure. It's virtual only. Again, I printed everything off just so that I can be able to show my customers what scrapbooking supplies are available. And also, Stampin' Up! Decided to bring out some new product. So check out the scrapbooking brochure also. So there's 4 different ways that you can place an order. Right now, in the online store, the Kits collection is on sale up to 30% off while supplies lasts. Now, I'm just going to kind of quickly go through some of the products that are available in the online exclusives, just so that you can get a chance to see what they look like. And so this one here is available, and this is called the Iconic Suite Celebrations Suite Collection. Now, a suite collection means that Stampin' Up! Coordinated a bunch of products so that they are able to use together. So the stamp set and the dies, when you purchase them together, you save 10%. Then also the designer series paper. This happens to be several different occasions going on in one pack of paper. And it's 48 sheets. So you have trees and boughs and candy canes and plaids. And then you have snowflakes. And now these are doves. You have kind of confetti, New Year, birthday, anniversary, love, some stripes, beautiful leaves, dots. I believe those are acorns. And then pumpkins. So there's a wide variety of holidays in one pack of paper. And scrapbooking would be great with this one as well. Now then also with the suite has the ribbon and the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive backed dots. So that's one suite that is available in the online store. Then we have something that, just to show you, that's something that's not necessarily Christmas. And it is beautiful. I have this suite. It is called the Flowering Zinnias Suite Collection, and the colors in here are fantastic. The Encircled in Nature bundle. A bundle means it's a stamp set and dies together. Now, also, it could be a stamp set and a punch. So that is a bundle. So beware of the bundle pricing. So again, you save 10%. Also, when you purchase the Easy Gotta Have It Now button, I Want It All button, I should say, that number gets everything, one of everything in that particular suite. And I just love that. Now, this one here is called the, let's see, Seasons of Green and Gold Suite Collection. Now, this is something that's been introduced, I believe it was July, and it has designer series paper, vellum, a stamp set and dies. Now, this is actually also called a mega suite. A mega suite, that means there's 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets that coordinate with each other. Now, you can certainly buy the suite collection with the 1 easy number and get everything included, or you can buy just one of the bundles and then the ribbon, the designer series paper, and the embellishments that coordinate with the set. Now check out the Changing Leaves bundle. Now what that means, this is a different bundle. It comes with a stamp set, a die set, and a hybrid embossing folder. Now those are kind of newer to Stampin' Up, and they're a lot of fun. Now the Potions and Spells bundle, that is available. Now some new product that's coming out. This is called the Marbled Elegance Suite Collection. Now this is available for a pre-order for demonstrators. Now if you are not a demonstrator, but you think that this would be a great thing to put in your kit, we'll talk about that in just a second, but you can sign up to be a demonstrator, put the new online exclusive pre-order products in your kit, and that way you don't have to wait until they're available or sold out. Now, one of the things that is available in the pre-order is the Color Coach, and this Color Coach is something that's a little different. It does not include the in colors, but you can certainly go with the analogous colors, the complementary, the monochromatic, and then you can go with the triadic colors. So if say you haven't touched Gorgeous Grape in a really long time, you can make a beautiful card with Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, and Blackberry Bliss. Now maybe you wanted to do Gorgeous Grape without Highland Heather because you don't have that, but you do have Berry Burst. So this is a great tool to help you organize your colors. And then also you can go with the triadic colors. So Gorgeous Grape would be a beautiful color. Then you go with Garden Green, and then you can go with Pumpkin Pie. And those are triadic. So that means they're 3 evenly spaces away. Some cut it into thirds. So this is the Stampin' Up! Color Coach, and if you look on the back side, here are all the ways, and I'm sure this is not all the ways, but also here's included in the neutrals. So this is a great thing to also put in your starter kit. Now, I showed a card using the new Utterly Adorable Suite collection, and I put this card together just because I couldn't wait to play with it. Now this happens to be Facebook Live number 357, so if you would really like to see this suite put together, go check out Facebook Live number 357, and you can check out to see how that was made. And these products, again, are not available until November 5th for the public. Now, we were talking about the starter kit special. Through the end of the month, which is October 30th, so that's Halloween, if you have a large wish list, okay, so let's say it's $135 of product that's on your wish list. You pick all the product out that you want for $155. And instead of paying $155, you only pay 99 bucks for all that product, and you get free shipping. Then your next order, you get a 20% discount. So you and your girlfriends could place orders. You can get the 20% discount and have your friends help you make your quarterly minimums. So if you have any questions about getting the starter kit special, There are no obligations, okay? All you have to do is email me, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Okay, so the last thing, next weekend, Saturday, October 26th, it's a Saturday, we are going to have our Stampin' event. And I think this is like number 38, 36 or 38, something like that. And we put these events together, and you can make 16 cards. You get a baggie that looks similar to this with a number on it. So say this said number 5. So out of that, when you register, you'll get a bag. And that bag will contain baggies. Okay, and so if it says number 5, you will go to table number 5, and then you will take everything out of this kit, and you will proceed to make that card. So check out theevent.com and find out more information. So let me show you the first card that we're going to make tonight. Now, like I said, this was the card that we made at my stamp camp last weekend. And it's a pretty simple card. You can recreate this card, and we're going to change the greeting just to show you what it looks like with something different. And let me show you the stamp set and the dies and the designer series paper. Now, this is on page 37 in the holiday mini catalog. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab that, and I am going to go to Splendid Autumn, and this is the Sweet Collection. Again, this means that everything, this is the easy button, so that's the number that you punch in the computer, and you get one of everything here. Some of the items that you could certainly make with this Sweet is on the page across. So we're going to use the stamp set and the dies. We're going to use some of the designer series paper, and I'm going to show you full pages of each so that you can see them better. We're going to play with the embellishments and the leaves and the ribbon. And I'm excited to share this with you. And we're going to have 3 winners. Okay, so I'm going to draw a winner for the card that we complete tonight making this. Now, if your name, I'm going to have 3 winners. So if you win card number 1, I'm going to take your name out of the running or out of the bin, so that way you can allow 2 other people to win. All right, so this is the Autumn Expressions, and it is a red rubber stamp set. So I have the ribbon for you, and here's the die that we're going to use. So that's missing, and so I think that's the only one we're using. This ribbon is just gorgeous, and it's very pliable, and it's see-through, so you can, it's also a little, it kind of glistens, the center kind of glistens, and this is wild wheat, and I did not think I was going to like that as much as I do. I love it. All right. So the designer series paper is a 48 pack, so you get 4 sheets of each. And now it doesn't necessarily say fall. I mean, that says late summer. I made a beautiful card featuring that designer series paper. Let's see if I could find it pretty quick. It is that one. And that has a beautiful belly band. I mean, and I used the Stampin' Blends on those leaves to kind of give it a different color. So, I mean, how pretty is that? Using Gorgeous Grape and, what was it? Bubble Bath. Okay. So that is the front. And, I mean, the color on the back side is very, it coordinates so well. This one I think is my favorite, but it's not. I think this one's my favorite, but it's not. I really love the wheat on this. This one is my favorite. It reminds me of sunflowers, but I have a really cool card with that one, and that is a shaker card. And let me see if I could find that one quickly. No. Sorry, that one, I do not have that quickly at my hands. All right, that one is stunning. I mean, this one here doesn't necessarily say fall to me. It could say summer or fall. Same thing with this one. I love how Stampin' Up! Artists create real-looking scenes. I mean, how pretty is that? Sunrise, sunsets, and I mean, this one could be like pumpkins if you wanted to, like a pumpkin patch out in the field. So, I mean, that's the designer series paper called Splendid Autumn. And it, like I said, it's 6x6. It's on page 37 in the Holiday Mini Catalog. And we're going to need that, so I won't hide that. All right, let's get putting the card together. Like I said, these are pretty simple. When you come to my stamp camps, I have everything cut up and ready for you. Now, I do not do any of the die cutting. That is for you to do, because you know you gotta put some things to work. All right, so I also had there's a fuzz. Then I also cut up the embellishments, and so in there we have 3 of those gold leaves and a piece of the wild wheat and that lovely ribbon, and then the designer series paper, and that's going to be for the inside, and this is going to be for the inside as well. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create the inside first, and stamp it first, and then we're going to stamp on this piece right here. Okay, so we are going to take the inside of the card. Then I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, and I didn't clean this off, which I should have, because this drives me nuts when it gets too dirty. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the Cajun Craze ink pad, and we are going to use, now I'm just going to show you that. Now, when I do the stamp camps and events, I do not give out the instructions, or I give out the instructions, but I do not give out the measurements. So when you see this, you notice that there's a nice border all the way around. So what I did is I stamped off the tree. You're not going to see too much of it, but I wanted to be able to see some of that down at the bottom, just to kind of give the back side a little bit of interest. Okay, so then now we're going to move that piece out and close. No, we're not. We're not going to close that up yet. We're going to do the greeting. The greeting's going to say on the inside, "May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy." Now, I'm going to stamp that up here. There we go. And then I am going to take the leaf that goes with it, and I'm going to kind of put that right there. And then we're going to close that. No, we're not. We're going to stamp the "Grateful for You." I love this font right there. And we're going to cut that out. Okay, so then now we can close this up. And then we're going to grab the wild wheat. Now, the wild wheat is not necessarily the prettiest color. However, it makes other colors pop. And I love the fact that this can take on a gold look. A lot of people did not like this color when it first came out. Now, just to give you fair warning, that this color is going to retire at the end of this catalog. And along with the boho blue, copper clay, moody mauve, and pebbled path. I love pebbled path. That one, I'm going to be so sad when, now we're going to actually use this again, but I want to cut out this greeting first so I have a place to put it. So now we're going to add our designer series paper. Now, when you see this paper, let's see, which one did I use? Just kind of want to show you how I cut it. So then that way I got the most of my product. Okay, so because I did my card portrait style, landscape. Landscape means this way, portrait means this way, okay? So I knew that I was going to put this piece on here, and if you look, what I did is I cut off this just like that, okay? So what I did is I cut this piece off first and then cut this down in half. So then that way I still had one full long piece, because I can use that long piece on the other side for other projects rather than cutting it in three and then having just this little square piece. It gives me more of an area. But actually what I did is I chopped off this first, so then that way I had a piece for the inside of my tree. Okay, I love the colors on here. It's so pretty. Fall is my favorite color. It makes me giddy. In fact, today is Friday, the 18th. Yesterday was the 17th, and so that is my anniversary. For 32 years, Mike and I got married October 17th, 1992. Makes me feel really old when people say, I was born in 92. And what we're going to do is we're going to snip that. Now, the reason why I did not attach this to the inside of the card right away is because if I made that a mistake, say I didn't get enough ink on it, or I was really crooked, then I could flip it over and redo it. And then that way, now it's good to go. We're going to add it to the inside of the card. Now, you can, if you want, take this layout and use the layout for the designer series paper and get two cards the exact way I have it, situated, making, for each designer series paper. So if you had 48 sheets, multiply that by 2, you can give that you could give out a lot of happiness. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to put it on this side this time, so I can show you the difference. So I was in the mood to put everything over here and kind of start off with a little bit, more than, I could put it in the center, but I kind of like the idea of starting off a little bit more over here now. So that's what we're going to do. And just to change it up and show you that, say you like my card, but you wanted to do it a little differently. That's okay. Will not hurt my feelings. In fact, it helps you, if you're kind of a new stamper, it kind of helps taking somebody else's idea and then changing it up a tad bit. And then you can kind of see how other people create things and then copy it. That's what I do. That's how I started, I should say. I used the catalog as a jumping off point. Now, if you're looking, say, through Pinterest or say my Instagram page, and you look in the beginning and you start at, the beginning and you roll your way up. Say you liked this design down here, but you like the stamp set up here. Change it up a little bit. That way it helps you become a little bit more ready, I guess. It gives you more confidence. Now I'm taking these leaves and I'm squishing them up. We are going to give them texture. Now you can also take the Stampin' Blends and color them up, and I think that is really a cool way to go. Now see how much texture that gives compared to that. Okay, so fall. The apartment that I moved into is Meridian Point in Burnsville, and we have the most beautiful trees in front of our deck. And I wake up in the middle of the night and I look out my window because there's a huge light that shines out into the parking lot, and it glistens the tree leaves. And even though it's dark outside, I'm like, wow, God, look at the color on that tree. And it's dark. I mean, it's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to take a drink here. Okay. I have an energy drink at 7:30 at night because I'm going to be stamping a long time. All right, so we're at a point where we need to get this cut out. And we're going to use our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. And let's see here. Here we go. Now, this is the big boss. We have a little boss as well. So when you have the dies, I know if you follow me, you know how to probably put a sandwich together. But I just want to show, if anybody's new to my channel, Stampin' Up! Has the directions on here. So this is just basically the most generic. When you're using dies, okay, you want to have platform number 1. Then this is the adapter. This is number 2. And I flip mine over. Then I can see the white through it. Then we have cutting plate number 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, this all comes with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Carolyn, hello, my dear. We're doing all 3 of the rest of the cards tonight so I could put my stuff away. Okay, and get ready for the event next weekend. All right, so we're going to put this. Now, when you have a die, kind of like with a straight edge, you want to put that kind of at an angle, and that way it puts less pressure on your parts. Now, you probably really can't tell too much, but this one up here, depends on where you have them. This one right here is just a tad bit smaller than this one. So we are going to put this one right here, and we're going to die cut that. And then this one is just a piece of Cajun Craze. So we're going to put that at an angle, and then we are going to put this in through the die, and we're going to roll it. And also, when you offset it so it's not straight, you don't hear as much of that cracking noises too. Alrighty, now, and like I said, we're just going to change this one up a little bit and see how those pieces are in there. Just going to flick that down. Okay, there we go. Now, if you want you know, the way I did this, you can keep that as a frame. And then that way you can do something else with it when you run your design through. This one's not behaving. And there's the other one. So if you wanted to, you could put this together. You know, it closes up so that it runs like this. And it goes together. It's made to, I haven't done it yet, but it made, because I really like the way I've done this, and I really like how it works, and it gives a perfect frame. All right, so I'm going to move that there, clean off all my excess paper onto my mat, and we're going to come back to this in a little bit for the next card, so I won't keep it too far away. But I really love the stitched edging, and when you put this on here, it's like a perfect border all the way around. I love that. Okay, so we're going to grab that Stampin' Pearson mat again, and like I said, we're going to use the wild wheat, and we are going to put that right here, so right in the corner. And then we're going to attach that. But actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off with my chamois all the ink off the pieces. And the reason why I do this is because, number one, I like to clean off my ink, especially on my photopolymer, so it doesn't sit there and stain. But also, if I drop something onto this, I don't want something to get ruined and then have to redo it again. Because I am not a very happy camper if I have to redo something that I've already taken the time to do. So now, what I am going to do is I am going to actually put this on here, but it's not going to, I'm not going to put adhesive all the way through. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right in, I'm eyeballing, I'm not measuring, and then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this one, and I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to put these on. And we're going to stab that and grab that. Backings off. Quick and simple. All right, and then we're going to put that right on top of that. Oops. A little bit off center, and that is why I don't squish until I'm ready. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that a little bit more. Come on, let's go. I'm trying to stay within the dotted lines and then have a nice even border all the way around. And there, I think I got it. So squish. Okay, and then now we are going to put, you know what? I have the wrong color. I have copper clay. In my sample, I have cherry cobbler back there. Oh well. I mean, it still looks pretty. Kind of blends in a lot though, but oh well. Okay, so then, you know what we could do? We could put that cherry cobbler in line. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to take, you know, we can off-road for my own card. We're going to take the cherry cobbler blend, and we're going to make these leaves cherry cobbler, and then that way it might stick out a little bit more. Okay, and then not everything is Cajun craze. I like to be pretty. Be oh so pretty. We're not doing a monochromatic card. We're doing a pretty card. Okay, so I think we got it. That is the Cherry Cobbler Dark Stampin' Blend. And I think I own each one of those of the Stampin' Blends. Okay, so then now we're going to take a mini glue dot and we are going to flip that upside down so that the glue dot is right there. And that is going to kind of hang out over here. Nope, just a little bit more. There we go. Down in. Okay, and then, so that's going to see, it's going to kind of bring that up a little bit. Okay, so then now we're going to flip this over and grab the next glue dot. Down, available. There's one. So we're going to put that right there. And then grab the next one in line. And see, I didn't color that down at the bottom. That's okay, because it's going to be hidden. Why waste your color of your Stampin' Blend? All right, I got my fingers all inky. So we're just going to color that up. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. All right, so get my fingers. I mean, look at the color that just came off. Those leaves will dry. But, like I said, we're going to have 3 winners. And seeing as how this baby wipe is still kind of wet, I'm just going to fold that up. As a non-mom, I had to go buy baby wipes. And I, for the first time, you know, as a paper crafter, people use baby wipes a lot. And so never had I had to go into the store to buy baby wipes. And oh my gosh, there were like so many kinds. How in the world? It wasn't going to clean anybody's booty, and it didn't need to make anybody smell good. But geez, man, holy buckets. That's a lot of stuff to have to go through and say, okay, now this is going to be a double bumpy card because we already put dimensionals in between. Yeah, too many. Yeah. Organic and I don't know. So hypoallergenic and yeah. So I went for unscented cheap. Oh. All right, so we're going to grab and stab those backings again. Oops. It stuck to my finger. Okay, so now we are going to take that and we're not going to put it all the way to the edge. Or did I? Yes, I did. I moved it to the edge. So we are going to put it all the way to the edge. Okay. So I got more stuff on my finger. Grab that baby wipe. That must have been a really wet Stampin' Blend. Then, for poops and giggles, I think I am going to change my color. And I don't know if this will work, but we'll see. We're going to grab, again, that dark Stampin' Blend. And I'm going to see if we can change the color. Ooh, yes we can. That is going to be Cherry Cobbler instead of Cajun Craze. Because, like I said, and I'm using my brush because, number one, this is not faceted, so it's not going to ruin. However, This thing keeps on flipping around on me. Get back here. Otherwise I'll stab and grab you too. Okay, so now we got, but my brush tip is getting very used up. So, but it's not faceted. So like the rhinestones, they have shiny cut edges and it will make your tip break. Okay, your bristles won't, they'll kind of spread out. So now we are going to take these that we colored. Oops. I took the glue right, I took it right off its glue. And there's a way to fix that too. All right, so we're going to put that right down there. Then we're going to take that. My daddy always said, I don't know my own strength. Slide that, not rip it right off its adhesive backing. All right, and so then we're going to put that right there, down in the corner. And then we're going to put that right there at the top. So we created a triangle. All right, so now, not done, Wink of Stella. So we are going to take the Wink of Stella and kind of make the wheat kind of sparkly. And then we're going to take the wheat on the inside and make that sparkly. Now we're going to actually use the Wink of Stella kind of like a paintbrush, and we're just going to kind of move the veins a little bit and kind of make that bleed out a little bit. Now I was supposed to use that in cherry cobbler. Oh well. Okay. I mean, like, whoever's going to receive this card is not going to say, well, that's supposed to be cherry cobbler. Okay, so now we're done. I mean, what do you think? So this was the original version, okay? And then we decided, I decided to position it on the other side and then use a different greeting. Then also, this is just plain gold, but we decided to, me, myself, and I, we're having a party tonight. So we decided to color those with the cherry cobbler and just kind of make it like that. So change it up a little bit. This was the original version, and I changed it up. So I just went a different way. Okay, so we're going to clear out what we're doing, and we're going to get ready for card number 2. All right, because we're making 3 cards tonight, and then I get to put everything away back in its place, and then finish kitting card number 1 for my event on Saturday. I'm excited for the event, but I still have 2 more kits to start cutting, and I'm not even done with the first one yet. Lots of things to do. This is what happens when you have, let's see, multiple things going on at the same time. And nobody knows what that's like at all, right? Okay, the second one is going to be this cute card. We made this at my stamp camp this past weekend, and it is featuring my favorite set, and if you know me, you know why. Okay, first of all, it is called Snowy Wonder Bundle, and thank you, Stacy, very much. See that little guy right there? He was the reason why I got the stamp set. But the dies are so much fun to play with. Okay, so then we're also going to be using stylish shapes. It's on page 123 in the annual catalog. These are on page 33 in the holiday mini. And let's get that holiday mini open. It's called Snowy Scenes Sweet Collection. And so again, the I Want It All button is 164130, and that gets you one of everything here. Now, the designer series paper is quite fun to play with, and I'm going to show you how to go with that. And let's see here. We did not use the ribbon in this card, did I? Nope. We're using the designer series paper and the stamps for the most part. But the oh yeah, we're going to use the snowflakes. So I did not use the ribbon in this one. But let me show you a couple cards that this one I made featuring this, and it is an actual fun fold card, and that is one of them. Then let's see here. Here is a shaker card featuring the penguin and the snow globe dies. That was a lot of fun. And look at the ribbon up at the top. That I showcased that. Okay, so then let's get going on this card. Then, let's see here. The designer series paper. Again, the 2-inch snippets of paper really don't do it justice, because this is a scene, this is a scene. There's a bunch of penguins. There's a bunch of snow globes, small ones. There's a bunch of big snow globes. And then there's a bunch of houses, different buildings. So that's what I am doing. And then now this card is a fun fold, and this will be you guys, whoever come to the event this weekend, will get to make this card. So make sure that you register so that you get a chance to come make this card and then have a boatload of fun shopping the retired product. Now here's the card that we're going to make. However, this focal piece will be something different. So I gave everybody a choice of snow globes, and so everything's in a baggie. I have that ready for everyone that comes to my stamp camp this past weekend. And so what I did is I gave them snow globes to choose from, and like the snowman with the trees, they had to cut that out. These two with different buildings, and then a plain snow globe with the snowman, and then a penguin one. So what I chose was this one. And so what I did, yes, penguin. What I had them do is cut the snow globe out and then attach it to the pool party and then cut that out. So then that way there's just a little tiny, not the perfect cutter, but you don't necessarily know that when you see this card. I mean, it doesn't say, wow, that snow globe is not cut out perfectly. I mean, I'm not going to say that. So for the sake of time, I took the two buildings and I attached it to the pool party and then cut them out. Just because I knew that doing 3 cards, you may want to go to bed at some point in time tonight. So, you know, it's Friday. Who, you know, doesn't want to stay up and have fun? I will be. Okay, so I have everything here ready to go. And now that's the card base. This is the Poppy Parade. And this is going to be the card base. So what it's going to do is going to sit on top of like this. But we're going to add the designer series paper. See, now I have the hollies over here, the holly and leaves, berries, holly and leaves and holly berries. And we're going to just set that up so that it's equal distance. Okay, now this is a great way to do your card. So this is the same paper, but we flip it over, so then that way we have the other side showing. But this is a great way to use designer series paper that sometimes if you were to use it as a whole would be very busy. And the word nauseous came to mind, but I'm like busy. Okay, and there's the candy canes. I'm like, because my card making is not nauseous. All right, and then we're going to stick that right on top. And it also hides the imperfections as well. Okay, so now we have that. And so that is, this is going to get cut out using the square from the second to the largest stylish shapes square. Now these are page 123, like I said, in the annual catalog. And let's see here. Now the inside of the card is, probably shouldn't have done that. Now I have to pray that I stamp everything good on here and not make a boo-boo. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is the penguin is going to get stamped in Memento ink. And we're going to make sure we get a nice inked up image, and he's going to go down in the corner. And we're going to let that ink hold for just a second. Ah, there's a little fuzzy right there. Darn it. I didn't see that. Oh, well. Let's see. How are we going to fix that? We could change. Ah, you know what? I have an extra Christmas tree. I have an extra Christmas tree that I have punched out. And so now we are going to cover that up. Ooh, See that little fuzz right there? That's going to bug me. So we're making this get covered up. Come on. Grr, right there. All right. So then we have the dark Daffodil Delight blend, and we're going to just get his beak and his feet colored in. And then we are going to take this candy cane and we're going to open that up. And we're going to make it so like this penguin is holding a candy cane. And then we're going to close that. Wait, no, we're not. We're going to do the greeting. The greeting of the inside of the card is going to say, thinking of you with warm feelings and a wish for all the merriest. Now, how cute is that? All right, so we're just going to move that for a second. We're going to clean this off, just in case there happens to be any fuzzies on this one. Make sure that there's nothing on there, at least that I can see. And, okay, I'm going to ink that up, and just going to grab my people poker, because I do see some fuzzies on here, so I might as well take that off. It's not like I leave my ink pads open for my cats to sit on. So like, WTF. Gosh darn it. Okay. Could take a piece of packing tape and just defuzz my ink pads, but, you know. All right. Enough of that. Let's try this. Tap, tap, tap. No squishing. I think that looks good. I'm not going to say that too loud, just in case. And we're going to put that right there, because I want to make sure that I have it centered. There we go. Allow that ink to transfer. Oh, and it's a tad bit crooked, but that's okay. Somebody's going to know that this card, hi Mary, welcome. Somebody is going to get, whoever wins this card, is going to know it's handmade. Because I'm not, you know what? You could always say, whoever sends this to somebody, Joy wasn't standing straight. She was having inner ear issues. Just kidding. So we could use either the holly or we could use the stripes. I think I'm going to use the holly just because there's enough Poppy Parade on this side so that we're going to add a little color of the green. And grab my silicone mat for that. And this is going to go right on the inside. A little bit of space at the top and the bottom and all the way up. All right, so that's cute. So now we're going to add, and also when you use Stampin' Blends, that's the reason why I also like to use my card base. Now, a lot of people like to put the color on the front of the card. I actually like to put the color on the back of the card so that when you see this card, you see the beautiful Poppy Parade. That is not, I have a little bit more, there we go. I didn't push it down too hard. All right, so I want it equal distance. Better. Okay, I think that's better. All right, so when you see the card, you see that Poppy Parade. Now, when you open this up, you also see the Poppy Parade in there as well. Okay, so then now we're not done. We're going to take the Poppy Parade dark, and we're going to finish off our candy cane. And so we're going to get every other piece and paint that red so it looks like a real candy cane. Okay, so now besides the Wink of Stella, we're done with the inside. So now we have to grab our, thank you, Mary. All right, so then now we have to grab the, let's see, the greeting. We're going to put this off to the side, and we're going to stamp Season's Greeting on here first, and grab the Stampin' Pearson mat. And I don't close that up too soon. I do that, but I don't like to leave things open, so if I drop something by accident, then it doesn't get stuff all over the place. Okay, there is one right there. Okay. I do not like the way this is. Okay, we're going to clean this one off. And we're going to get, I'm going to flip that over. Clean that off. Okay. Then stamp, just tap, 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 no squishing. Okay. Making sure there is, this ink pad is just problems. Yeah, I might have to take ink pad or packing tape to this one. All right, so we're going to stamp that and allow the, okay, the G looks a little weird, so let's try that again. Flip that over. There's 2 sides to every piece of paper. There we go. All right, so yay me. And then we are going to close that up, and we're going to get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again out, and we need to stamp a Christmas tree. All right, so let's make space. Okay, so we are going to, again, because this is a flat surface, we are, thank you, Mary, you're so kind. We're going to put this in at an angle so it doesn't give the rollers a terrible time. And then we're going to use the label from the Stylish Shapes, and we're going to put that in through here. Now, let's see. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. And I'm putting this on my card. Okay, so we're going to put that. Now, I want to stamp a Christmas tree over here. So I want to make sure I have enough space. And that I also, whoa, I don't want to go off the page. And I didn't stamp it. Well, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to make this straight. Put a piece of Post-it note down, and here is the top plate that goes through, and it's going to die cut. And because this is from the same set of dies, it's going to allow the same stitching to be repeated. So you're going to see the stitching around that. And I'm going to put my die in its spot so I don't lose it. And it has that same stitching all the way around, so it coordinates with it. And again, we'll put that die on my magnet sheet so I don't lose it. And we will need this again on the next card. But it has a home, so I put it back in its home. Okay, so then now we need the garden green ink pad. And I know what color green that this goes with because Stampin' Up! Told me. When I showed you the Snowy Scenes Designer Series paper, here's the cardstock that it coordinates with in garden green. So I knew that when I picked garden green that it would coordinate with the colors in the paper that Stampin' Up! Has. All right, so then we're going to take this tree and I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat again so that it has a nice base. And we're going to stamp that tree right there. Now, that turned out really nice. Ooh, pizza sounds good, Mike. All right. All right, so because we are using photopolymer, I want to get these cleaned off. And there we go. So that way they don't stain, but you could still see through some of the color stain, and that's okay, because we don't necessarily, I mean, you could see through, even though it kind of has a pink tinge to it, but that's just the way the colors go. Now, this goes directly on this Poppy Parade square. Okay. And then this goes on dimensionals. And we're going to take that. And just, we're going to take that, stab that, and grab that, and take the backings off. Okay, throw those away. And that way you don't have them all over the house. All over your dog's butt, your cat's butt, your child's toys. Okay, and we're going to place that right there. And then this also goes on 1, 2, and 3. So take that, stab that, grab those backings, and there's a little bug, and it's going to die. Nope, I missed it. Darn it. Okay, and then we're going to take that, and we're going to put that right here. Okay, so then now we are going to take those snowflakes. All right. So the snowflakes that come in this set, you get, let's see, approximately, doesn't say. It might say in the catalog. Let's see if it says anything on the back side. Nope. But it says basically don't eat these. But what I like to do when I have something like this is I like to take a couple of them and just sprinkle them in my lid. Okay? And then I'm going to take my liquid glue and I am going to go 1. Because, you know, when you have a snow globe, you have snowflakes, right? Okay, so then we're going to take the people poker and put the lid back on, and then grab the snowflake. We're going to do 1, all right on top of that glue, and then we're going to do another snowflake, and that's going to go right there. And then we're going to grab a little one, and that is going to go right there. So now we are good. And I am going to close that up, and I'm going to grab rhinestones. And I have one that I colored from someplace before. I was going to color another one. We're going to use the same color, which is the Dark Daffodil Delight, and we're going to use my, just because I just colored it, I'm going to use my scissors, and then we're going to put that right on top of the tree. So that's the same color as we used on the penguin inside. So then now we are going to finish off with the Wink of Stella. And where did I put that? I think I put it in my last bin. Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to go and we are going to, inside, we're going to do the snowflakes. And each globe is a little different. And we're going to get the tree. And, okay. And then We're going to do the tree that we stamped. Now try to just stay where the green is, because otherwise you are going to color in the white part, because the Wink of Stella is going to reactivate that tree and that ink color, and you have a chance to bleed that color over that where that white is to kind of give it that definition. So we're just trying to stay where the green is. And this covered up our fuzzy. All right, so then now I'm going to find a piece of scrap paper and swirl that on, and I'm going to get his candy cane where the red, where I colored that in. All right, so it sparkles just a tad bit. Okay, so then clear off. So just wipe it until it runs clear, so that way you're not bringing color from, you're not transferring color. So once you activate it, it will get wet again. So what do you think about card number 2? Isn't that cute? Now here's the original. I had the penguin on there, but the person who gets drawn for card number 2 is going to win this one. Isn't that fun? Okay. All right, so now clear this out, and we can get ready for card number 3. Okay, card number 3 is going to feature a bundle that is available in the online exclusive. Woo! People poker down on the floor. Luckily, I'm wearing slippers. That would hurt if that poked me. So we are going to use the dotted 3D circles, and it's on page 129 in the annual catalog. And this is a large folder. And let me see. Here's one of the normal size folders. It's the distressed tile. So you can definitely see that there is a difference in this size. So I love the fact that it is that big, because you could use this in scrapbooking. So this is the card that we're going to be making tonight. This is one of the ones that the stamp campers that came on Saturday got to make, and we're going to be using a lot of the dies. And so let's get looking at the stamp set and the dies. Now, the only 2 dies that we're not using is the swag, the one that cuts out the swag, and the wreath that cuts that out. Everything else we're using. Okay, so let's get on with card number 3. Okay, so let's put these away. And here's our packet. We are using the Designer Series paper. Let's see, I have to go through my samplers. And we are using the Country Woods. This is a beautiful Designer Series paper. Perfect for the wood piece for making the sleigh in different colors. Sled, I meant, not sleigh. Sled. So you can make this look like real wood. I've used that. It has kind of a slight pink to it. I've used, I think I've used this one in something. Let's see if I have something to show quickly. Here is the same stamp set. This is Facebook Live number 349. That is a fun fold if you wish to go back and check that out. Here's a card that is similar to the one we're making today, using different product, but using that color right there. So I used Pool Party and Soft Seafoam. Today we are using Smoky Slate and Petal Pink. Let's see, I think that is... And here's a look at that Designer Series paper in use, other than it coordinates with that stamp set. Okay, I think we're good. All right. And so this is in the annual catalog. And the bundle is in the online exclusive. So this is Smoky Slate, and we're going to put this through the dotted circles. So I'm just actually going to put my piece in there. Now you could certainly use the embossed side. The Stampin' Up! Logo is the top. Linda, welcome. How are you? We have the... this is the foil paper from, let's see, let me go through my samplers again. I forgot to grab that out. Where is it? Okay. I make it so I can show people. It's called the Textured Metallic, and it's in the annual catalog. Now, this color is called tungsten, okay? And if you could see, if I can get it to show up, each one, it's kind of like a brushed, it's textured. So it's great for different colors. So we have bright copper, gold, and tungsten. And so we're using that for the base of our sled, and also for the skates. Okay, so that is going to go through the die, and then this is going to go through the die. So let's get the dies out, so then I make sure that I have everything, and then I'm not going to accidentally stamp the wrong thing. Oh, and we're also using, now this one's called Happy Little Things, and there's only 2 dies in here, and this is in the online store, and it goes with the stamp set. I just have, we're just using this. So this is what that is. Okay, so this piece of the Country Woods is going to go with that die. This tungsten is going to go for the skate and the blades, so that fits in there perfectly. This we're going to actually stamp on here, so we have to keep that out. We're going to stamp that. We're going to do this twice, and we're going to do the skates like that. And this is for the laces of the skates. This is a great set to use up your scraps. I love stamps like this. Okay, so then we're going to stamp this piece right here, and we're going to stamp this piece right here. So I'm actually going to just line this up on that. So then when I pull out the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, everything is right here and ready to go. This piece is a scrap. It's actually going to go on the inside of the card, and we're going to die cut that. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're going to do a little dissecting Okay, so we're going to grab our smoky slate. And we are going to grab Yay All the Way. Now, like I said, whoever wins these cards, so the first card that I did, if your name gets pulled from that, I'm going to, or win, let's speak this right. Words are hard. So I'm going to have 3 winners. So 1, 2, and this is the 3rd card. So if your name gets drawn for the first card, I will take your name out. So how do you get entered to win one of these cards for free? All you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing. If you are new, you could tell me where you're from. If you've never been to my page before, you could say, hey, I'm from Tampa. Or you could say, did I miss my white piece? I did. All right, let's cut me a piece of white. So anyways, you can also forward this, share this on your timeline, and then that gets your name entered 2 times. So, 1/4. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, so we're going to actually cut this out with the dies, okay? And then we're going to cut this out with the die. But while this ink pad is open, I also want to stamp the inside of the, I don't know, there was a smudge of something on there. Okay, so we're also going to stamp the skates on the inside of the card in smoky slate. And we're going to do that kind of down in the corner here. I like to bring in the front of the card to the inside of the card. Then the greeting on the inside is going to say, I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. Now, this is not necessarily a Christmas card, but you can certainly make this a Christmas card. I mean, you could put happy birthday on there. So, I mean, if somebody's born in December, kind of in the beginning of the month, you know, I'm sure they don't necessarily want a Christmas card for their birthday card, but this is a perfect way to introduce that. If they like, you know, now if they live in Florida or Texas, maybe they don't necessarily skate or sled, but there's a way. Okay, now we're going to take the snowflakes that are in the stamp, and we're going to put that right there. Now, if I made a boo-boo, then I would have flipped that over because it's not attached to the inside of the card. However, I like it just the way it is, so we did good. Me, myself, and I, the we. And I don't have any more stamping, so we're going to grab the silicone mat. I just pushed it further away from me. I'm using the wrong hand. I'm using my left hand. Okay, so I'm going to do something a tad bit different, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back side of this. And we're going to take this scrap piece and we are going to put that right on top and push that down. See, the silicone mat allows me to have adhesive on it and then lift it up without pulling something up. So now we're going to add this to the inside of the card. If my fingers work. Okay. And then we're going to put that in there just like that. So you could see a little bit of that color from the items that we're going to die cut. Okay, so we're going to go get that Stamp and Cut emboss machine and put that scrap away. And then now we're getting ready to cut everything out. But first of all, I'm going to clean the ink off of my photopolymer. This color doesn't really stain, but again, if I dropped something on these, the ink is still kind of wet, so I would really hate to ruin that. Now, my Simply Chamois is cut in 4s just because I do events and I'd like to have a chamois at each table. And also, I had a cat that loved anything foam, so I'm so used to doing that. All right, so now everything that we're going to be die cutting is right here in one little spot. Okay, so we're going to do this 2 different ways. First of all, we're going to do the die cutting. Again, we're going to have platform number 1, the adapter, which is number 2, and then the base cutting plate. Now, you can, I like to keep my top plate clean so I could see through it, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But I'm going to use a lot of Post-it notes, so I better get my little Post-it notepad. I have one here. Now, this piece right here doesn't need to be perfect for the skates. We're using the bow part, but I am going to use that part there to clean up. All right, here is this piece. I'm actually going to put, normally I do not put, okay, why did you, okay, there you go. Normally I do not put Post-it notes on my dies that I don't really necessarily need to, but because there's not that much wiggle room on there, I'm going to just do it. See, I'm not going to put one on that piece. However, I'm going to put one on here because I want my words to be straight in my greeting on the front of the card. Okay, we're going to have to do this a couple times, so it doesn't really matter. We could do the skates. So, like I said, this is a great die set to use up a lot of scraps. Okay, so I got everything ready to go on this. So I'm going to put that top plate on nicely, gently, and just roll that through. And I'm just going to roll it back. Just because I'm right-handed, I'm going to dump everything. I'm going to bring it over here anyways, so might as well. All right, so I'm going to take that off. And I'm just going to put everything I cut out onto that piece right there so I don't lose it. And my dies over on the board. All right, see if I can flick that. Nope. Yep, I did. Okay, grab my people poker. There's a little space in there because we need to run this through again. So look at how pretty that is. Soft sea foam. I love it. So we're going to have to do that one. And the ice skates. Now, you can leave it like this if you want, but what I'm going to do, you'll see, but I'm going to give that a cut. Put my dice back over there. Now, these ice skates, oh, I left one. There it goes. These ice skates are so cool. Now, I live in Minnesota. I have lived here, I would have to say, 95% of my life. And I ice skated twice and ended up with, something, I don't think I twist my ankles, but I injured like my wrist or my thumb or something that I never wanted to do it again. So I only did it twice, but I also ended up in the snowbank twice. So let's just say not the best memories for me. So I like to slide down the hill. And that way you don't hurt yourself that much. All right, so that is for the laces, and you'll see how that coordinates with, might as well just poke those out now because I'm going to have to clean this off anyways. You can coordinate the shoelaces to whatever color you are featuring in your card. And I'm going to show you how to work that. I thought that was the coolest thing that Stampin' Up! Did. I mean, they're pretty ingenious when they design these things. Okay, so 2 shoelaces. And that came out nice and clean. Now you could save that for something. That is the tungsten color. I don't, just because it's too small. And there is our sled. Now just making sure I'm taking everything off, and if it belongs in the trash, it's going to go in the trash. Okay, so I'm just going to poke those 2 pieces out with my people poker. And not poke me. These are the skates. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, there might be a different way to do them, but you could put adhesive sheets on the back. And, all right, so this is going to get cleaned off. So I'm just going to put this over in my recycling bin. And we're going to start again. Okay, so then this one needs to go through again because we wanted 2 bows. This one is going to go on the smoky slate. And this one is going to go for our sled. I think that is it for our die cutting. And then all we have is the circle dies. All right, just sorry for the shaking of the table. And I'm just going to put this back through. This piece right here, when you're using designer series paper, I do recommend going through twice, just because it's a lot easier to poke out the parts that do not stay. And you'll see in just a moment what I mean. These are very delicate, so be kind. And there goes the dies. Now this cuts out, I think it's called, well, I don't know, this thing drives your sled. And there is a hole here and a hole here that needs to get punched out. All right, now I like to use this as kind of a shadow for the sled. This die also cuts out your stamped image from the stamp set, but I like to use it as a color to kind of give it a background, so that it kind of puts, it's kind of a barrier. All right, so there's 1, 2, and 3 holes that you need to pop out, and 1, 2, 3, and then there's 2 slots down at the bottom here, and then 2 slots at the top, or well, technically this is the top and this is the bottom, but that is, oops, and 1 on the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots and 6 holes that come out. Okay, so we'll just take that. And static electricity, we'll just fling those little papers all over your craft room, depends on where you're at. Okay, so now we're going to take off everything except for platform number 1, because we are going to emboss, and we're going to the folder. So we're going to need, actually, I'm going to take this piece and this piece and put them all on the same spot so I know where everything's at. Okay, so I'm going to put my lid back on my people poker, because I am the people it pokes. So you can put this wherever you want to. So I'm going to have, like I said, the Stampin' Up! Logo means that that is the front of the card, or I should say the top part. You always want to put the spine of the folder going in first, and then you're going to use number 4. So when you have the 3D embossing folder, platform number 1 and number 4. And it says that right on your platform, number 1. I love the fact that Stampin' Up! Does that, so then that way it's pretty easy to figure out your sandwich. And look at how cool that, that texture is so nice. And you can use the debossed side if you wanted to, and this is the embossed side. Okay, we're going to put that away. Okay, so now we can start assembling. Okay, so we're going to add this to the front of our card, and we're going to put all that stuff right there. Now, because this is embossed pretty good, I'm going to get out, because the last time I used my Stamp and Seal, I ripped off the paper. So we're just going to use my liquid Tombow glue, and we're not going to get too close to the edge. And we're just going to squiggle all over, because it's embossed and you don't want it to bow out. And there's a there's a little tiny bit of glue there. And so we're going to put this on the front of the card. And close that, and just face this over, just in case any of the glue squishes out the sides. It doesn't get your hands all icky. Okay, so then now we're going to start assembling the rest of our stuff. So let's start with the base. Okay, so now I am just going to use the silicone mat. So number 1, you could see better, and number 2, it's not going to get my glass mat all icky. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit. Now, you can certainly use the adhesive sheets on these if you want. And I probably had a little too much glue on there. Don't squeeze too hard, just lightly, because a little dab will do ya. And I'm going to leave that lid open, and I'm just going to place it on its side so that I don't cause a lot of air bubbles. I don't have fingernails, so I have to slide stuff off. All right, so that is going to go basically like that, squish down. Okay. And then this is going to help everything stay. So again, we're going to just take the glue. I have my windows open because it's such a beautiful evening here in Burnsville, Minnesota. And you probably heard my wind chimes. My wind chimes used to be in my bathroom and at the house. And now that I live in the apartment, I didn't have a place to stick it. So I have them facing, they're in front of my window. Okay, so then now we need this piece. You may not see a lot of this, but that's okay. It's going to be there. It also gives a good base for your other part to hold on to. So that goes right there at the top. Okay, now you can just leave it like that and put that on there, but we're not gonna. All right, so then we're gonna do this the easy way. We're gonna take the Wink of Stella, lay this on its side, and we're gonna color the greenery. Now, if you were to look at this, this swag is not symmetrical. Puts my OCD into a little wackadoo. So, there is a little way to get around that, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to kind of put this off to the side so that it's a little bit more crooked. Then we're going to take the Stampin' Seal, and we're going to go the opposite way. So it creates the same amount of greenery, but just facing differently. Do you see what I mean? Okay. All right. So then now I'm going to take that wet wipe and clean off my fingers. And we're going to move this out of the way. And we're just going to wipe off the Wink of Stella on here. And just let that dry. Okay, I mean, we're going to do something else right now. All right. Okay, so if you look at these skates, as I say, sunflowers. If you look at these skates, there's a little slit there. So all you have to do is take this and slide that right in, and your laces for your skates coordinate. Isn't that like so cool? So you could push down here just a little bit to raise that slit, and then just push that on in, and there you go. Your skates have pink laces. Now I am going to take these skates, the blades, and I am going to just put, you could see that where the heel is, there's some, there's a place where the glue will go, and we're just going to take that and just kind of use the tip of your nozzle to kind of spread the glue around. Now I find it easier to do it this way for me, so then I can come in with the take your pick tool with the putty and grab where that heel is and place it down on the skate and gently slide that into place, because you don't want to get any of the glue on any type of foil, because you will basically have to do it over again because it's going to be a flippin' mess. And I said that. Yes, I did. Okay. So that is the easiest way that I figured out how to do that. And then for this, if you were to put the skates on here, you would see the white and the stamped images. So all we're going to do is we're going to give the skates a cut. And now we have a place to put our adhesive to put our skates on. So for me, I'm going to put this one on first, and then this one on second, and I'm going to snip off a little bit off the side. All right. And then that slides right, well, let's see. There we go. Here. Let's put adhesive on here and then cut more of this off, because I don't want to see anything shining through. I just want the ribbon and the strings to kind of hold on and kind of give it that. I mean, how cute is that? Okay, so that we could take that and toss it. All right, so then now we are going to put dimensionals on the back side of this. And it's going to hold those laces in place. And we're going to put a mini dimensional where our bow is, right there. Slight stab and grab at an angle. And then we're going to put that. Now, I'm going to hold off on that for a second. I'm going to actually put glue on this. Because this is going to go on top of an area that has been embossed pretty well. And so we're going to actually put that on here. And we're going to put that, and we're going to squish that down and hold it for just a second. And actually, I think I made a boo-boo, but that's okay. I think I lifted, yeah, I did. Oh well. It's still going to be lifted off just a tad bit. No biggie. So now we're going to put that right in the center of that. And then now we're going to put mini dimensionals on this. Oops, grabbed the wrong ones. One, two, and three. Now you can do this in all different types of colors. And now if you were doing ice skates for a guy, obviously you would do that in the, I think they're black, right? Boys' ice skates are black, I think. All right. So that is the front of the card, and we're going to grab the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. These are in the annual catalog. And we're going to grab, let's see, a big one. We're going to put that down there. Another big one, kind of right next to the top of that. And then we're going to grab a little guy, and we're going to put that right up there. So creating that triangle. We have the glitter on there from the Winkostella. And then we're going to go back in, and I like to open up my embellishments from the side and then also cut a snip off so I could see the colors at the top. so I don't, not use something. And put that silicone mat away. And then we're going to use that Wink of Stella on the inside on those snowflakes. All right, so that is card number 3. What do you think? So, how to get entered into the drawing for free. All you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing. And if you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi, and then share this on your timeline. You might have a friend who is a paper crafter who might not have touched their stuff in a long time, and seeing my video might inspire them to touch their stuff. So this is card number 1. What do you think? Okay, this is card number 2 and card number 3. Which one's your favorite? And so here is the original card that I used with the penguins. And so I demonstrated that one. And then this one, this was the original card. And we did it on the opposite side and just use a little bit of the Stampin' Blends to color up the leaves, whereas these are just the gold leaves. Now, all these products, these 2 cards are found in the Holiday Mini Catalog, and this one is in the online exclusives. All right. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on a surprise Friday night. Please share and like this video to help the algorithms, and I shall be back on Sunday after 5 o'clock. Happy stamping!